Welcome to this course on the CompTIA Security Plus certification. Now, in this course, you're going to learn everything you need to know to take and pass the CompTIA Security Plus SY0-701 version of the exam on your first attempt. Now, this certification is considered to be an intermediate IT certification or an entry-level cybersecurity certification that's going to focus on your ability to assess the security posture of an enterprise environment, recommend and implement appropriate security solutions, monitor and secure hybrid compute environments, identify, analyze, and respond to security events, and assessing your understanding of governance, risk, and compliance. Now, it's important to understand that this certification is designed for information technology professionals or aspiring cybersecurity professionals who have already earned their CompTIA A+ and Network Plus certifications. Now, this is a recommendation from CompTIA, and it is not considered to be a strict requirement. If you have the equivalent of 1 to 2 years of working with hardware, software, and networks, then you're going to do fine in this course. In this course and on the exam, knowledge from the CompTIA A+ and Network Plus certifications is considered to be assumed knowledge. Now, as we go through this course, I've designed it to be easy to follow along with and to learn in order for you to pass your Security Plus certification. But I don't have the time to reteach you everything from the A+ and Network Plus certifications in this course, or you'd be spending a couple of hundred hours watching videos. Now, don't worry if there's any specific topic from the CompTIA A+ or Network Plus exam that are essential for you to understand in order to understand this course's materials. We will take the time to review those areas briefly during our time together. But remember, our focus is really on building upon your previous knowledge about hardware, software, and networks as you learn how to implement security controls to better protect your enterprise systems and networks. So I do recommend that you've already gone through at least the A+ and Network Plus courses that we have, or have passed those certification exams. Now, you probably will find this a little easier to complete this course and exam if you have a technology background, but as I said, that isn't a fixed requirement. I've had many students who are brand new to IT and cybersecurity who have taken this course and have passed the exam, but they had to put in a little extra time and effort to fill in their knowledge gaps through additional self-study because they didn't already have that previous experience or haven't already completed the A+ and Network Plus exams. Also, this course is designed to be a full textbook replacement, but if you'd like to get a textbook to study from as well, we recommend that you use the official CompTIA Security Plus student guide available directly from the CompTIA website. For those of you who are taking this course at diontraining.com, a fully licensed copy of that textbook is included in that version of the course. All right, let's take a quick detour so I can introduce myself and my co-instructors for this course. My name is Jason Dion, and I'm the lead instructor here at Dion Training Solutions. Now, I've been working in the IT and cybersecurity fields for over 2 decades for organizations both large and small. When I talk about small organizations, I'm talking about organizations with less than 50 people, like my own company, Dion Training. Now, when I talk about large organizations, one of my last positions was for an organization that spanned 6 continents, dozens of countries, and millions of endpoint users. And guess what? All of these companies and organizations were all vulnerable to the same types of cyber attacks, which means that every day my team and I were defending our networks from intruders and attackers by using the security principles and techniques that you're going to learn about throughout this course. We conducted risk management. We implemented proactive defenses. We conducted threat hunting, and we also conducted incident responses and penetration testing too. Now, along with me for this course are my 2 co-instructors, Jamario and Mazen. Now, Jamario Kelly is a former cybersecurity liaison for the United States Air Force. Jamario has obtained multiple information technology certifications, including the CompTIA Security Plus, CompTIA Linux Plus, CompTIA Cloud Essentials Plus, and the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner, as well as the Cisco Certified Network Associate, known as CCNA. His passion for programming led him to get a Bachelor's of Science degree in software development as well. Jamario has experiences that span from designing and securing satellite data link networks to managing 3 of the largest air operations centers and networks inside of the Air Force. Now, my other co-instructor is Mazen Salama, who is a devoted computer enthusiast with a degree in computer science from the Suez Canal University out in Egypt. Mazen also holds numerous industry certifications, including his CompTIA A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus certifications. Throughout his career, he's worked with a wide range of diverse systems and networks and has been constantly updating and refining his skills and expanding his experience. Whether you're a beginner taking your first steps or a seasoned professional seeking to enhance your skills, Mazen is really focused on ensuring you're going to receive the transformative power of education so you can achieve your career goals within the cybersecurity industry. Now, as you can see, we are not just cybersecurity instructors here, but we're also practitioners with decades of combined experience. Rest assured, you are in good hands with us. In fact, we are all authorized instructors for the CompTIA Security Plus exam, and our company is a CompTIA authorized Platinum Delivery Partner. Now, the CompTIA Security Plus SY0-701 certification exam is going to consist of 5 domains or areas of knowledge that you're going to receive questions on when you sit down for your certification exam. The first domain is known as General Security Concepts, and it makes up only 12% of your exam questions. This domain is focused on your knowledge of fundamental security concepts, security controls, change management processes, and cryptographic solutions. The second domain is Threats, Vulnerabilities, and Mitigations, and it's going to make up 22% of your exam questions. This domain is focused on your ability to understand common threat actors and their motivations, to explain common threat vectors and attack surfaces, to explain different types of vulnerabilities, to analyze indicators of malicious activity, and to explain the purpose of mitigation techniques that are being used to secure your enterprise systems and networks. The third domain we have is Domain 3, Security Architecture, and this makes up 18% of your exam questions. Now, this domain is going to be focused on your ability to understand the security implications of different architecture models, the security principles used to secure enterprise infrastructure, the strategies used to protect your organization's data, and the importance of resilience and recovery strategies. Domain 4 is Security Operations, and this makes up 28% of your exam questions. This domain is going to be focused on your ability to conduct threat management and vulnerability management activities, your ability to implement incident response and recovery procedures, and how you might apply common security techniques to your enterprise systems and networks. The final domain we have is Domain 5, the Security Program Management and Oversight domain. This is going to make up 20% of your exam questions and is focused on security governance, risk management and compliance, as well as auditing, assessments, and security awareness practices. Now, under each of these domains, you're going to find specific objectives that provide you something you must be able to do, like explain, compare and contrast, implement, analyze, and other keywords like these. For instance, Objective 1.1 states that you have to be able to, quote, compare and contrast various types of security controls, end quote. And then it gives you a bulletized list of about 10 different categories and control types that you need to know about. All these objectives are provided in a document that CompTIA calls the exam objectives. You can access this document from the second lesson of this course and download it as a PDF. I recommend that you download it and then you print it off because it's a great way to have a checklist of everything we're going to cover as we go through this course. Now, as we go through all the domains in this course, you're going to see I'm not covering these domains in order, and the objectives are going to be presented in the order we think is best instead of the order presented in the CompTIA Exam Objectives PDF. Now, the reason we do this is because the order presented in that PDF is not a logical order for us to teach you the material, and instead, we put it into an order that makes a lot more sense for you to be able to learn easier. I have a lot of experience with CompTIA, and I can tell you CompTIA doesn't always group things based on the right order to teach them in, so we had to design this course around this long checklist of things and put them into the best order so you can understand it. Instead, that PDF checklist is really just a checklist of all the things they wanted to make sure they wrote exam questions on. And so as we go through our nearly 300 lessons in this course, we're going to cover everything in that objectives document. I promise you. But we are not going to cover them in the order presented in that PDF. And the reason is it's just not a good way to teach it. So as a general overview, as we start going through the course, we're going to start with the basics of security, and then we'll start with some less technical topics like physical security, social engineering, data protection, governance, risk and compliance, and things like that. Then we'll start getting more technical and go into things like security architectures and infrastructure, IAM solutions, technical vulnerabilities and their attacks, how to detect malicious activity, and how to secure your systems, monitor them for attacks, and how to conduct incident response if an attack is successful. Now, as we begin each section of the course, we're going to stop and tell you which objectives and domains we're going to be covering in that section. This way, you can see that even though we're jumping around, you'll at least know where we are in terms of your checklist so you can check it off that PDF. This way, we can still give you the best learning experience and still map it back directly to those exam objectives so you know which ones we've covered and which ones we haven't at that point of the course. Now, on test day, when you sit down to take your certification exam, you're actually going to get a mixture of questions from across all 5 domains and all 28 of their objectives. Also, some of your tougher questions on the exam might combine multiple different domains and objectives into a single question to test your knowledge in more depth. Now, when you take the exam, you're going to sit down at a testing center or online using the web proctoring service, and you're going to have 90 minutes to answer up to 90 questions. Now, for the most part, you're going to be seeing multiple choice questions, but you may get a few multiple select questions in there as well, where you pick 2 or 3 correct answers for a single question. In addition to that, at the beginning of the exam, you're going to get 3 to 5 PBQs or performance-based questions. These PBQs, or simulations as a lot of students like to call them, will require you to perform some kind of job function in a simulated environment during the exam. For example, the exam might ask you to create a few firewall rules to block or allow certain ports into a given network, and then you're going to use your mouse and keyboard to perform that action. Or they might ask you to select the proper risk management controls to apply in a given server in order to mitigate some kind of vulnerability or risk that you found during a vulnerability scan. Now, don't worry too much about the simulations just yet. I'm going to make sure you are well prepared for them before you sit down for the real certification exam by making sure we cover all the concepts needed to answer all those questions throughout this course. Now, as far as the number of questions you're going to get on exam day, you may have noticed earlier, I said you're going to get up to 90 questions. Now, in truth, you're going to get somewhere between 70 and 90 questions. And if you have more PBQs or simulations, you're going to have less multiple choice questions. And if you have more multiple choice, you'll have less PBQs or simulations. Now, most candidates are going to see between 3 and 5 simulations on their exam, which means you'll get about 75 to 85 multiple choice questions come test day. Now, when you take that exam, the simulations are usually going to be the first 3 to 5 questions you're going to get on the exam, and the rest of the exam is all going to be multiple choice or multiple select questions. Now, when you take the Security Plus certification exam, you have to score at least 750 points out of 900 on a scale from 100 to 900 points. This scaled score doesn't have a direct percentile associated with it, but if you answer about 80% of the questions correct on test day, you will pass your exam. Now, to take the exam, you do have to pay an exam fee to cover the cost of testing, and you do that by buying an exam voucher. You can do this by going to store.comptia.org and buying it directly from the CompTIA web store. In that CompTIA web store, you're going to see the vouchers cost around $400 in the United States, but this price does vary depending on which country you're going to be taking your exam in because CompTIA uses region-based pricing. Now, if you'd like to save some money on your exam voucher though, you can go to deontraining.com/vouchers and purchase your exam voucher directly from us because we're a certified platinum level CompTIA delivery partner and we help tens of thousands of students every year pass their exams. So in return, CompTIA gives us a discounted rate for those vouchers and we pass the savings on to our students. Now, if you take that one extra step of going to deontraining.com/vouchers, you can purchase your exam voucher from us. You'll save about 10%, and you'll also get free access to our searchable video library as a bonus for buying your voucher from us. Now, before we begin studying for the Security Plus exam, I want to give you my 4 tips for getting the most out of this course so you can do better as you're studying for that exam. Now, the first tip I have is that we provide closed captions for every video in this course, and they're captioned by real humans to ensure a higher level of accuracy for you. Many of my students who speak English as their second language really love having these captions available so you can read along while we're teaching. Now, to turn them on, simply click on the CC button in the bottom of your video player. There's also a transcript available for each video that you can access and search for specific keywords or phrases within that video too, if you need to. Second, when it comes to speaking, some people say I speak too fast and others say I speak too slow. Either way though, you get to control how fast we're teaching by adjusting our playback speed. If we're talking too fast for you, you can slow us down by clicking on 0.75 or 75%. If we're talking too slowly, you can speed us up by clicking on 1.5x or 150%. Either way, faster or slower, the choice is yours so you can learn most efficiently. Next, I want to point out that all the information I'm going to teach you throughout this course is also available as a downloadable study guide in PDF format from Lesson 2. Once you get to Lesson 2 of the course, you'll be able to download it, print it out, and then use it to take notes on or highlight and circle important information as we're going through the video lessons together. This PDF is a great offline study tool for you before you take the final exam as well, because as you're going to see, all your notes are going to be in one place and you can review them really quickly offline. Finally, I want you to know that we have a Facebook group and Discord server that's set up to help you succeed with this and your other certification exams. If you have any questions or you get stuck on something, or you just want to talk to other people who are studying for that same exam, you can do all of that by going to facebook.com/groups/deontraining or going to deontraining.com/discord. Now, if you join the Facebook or Discord server, you're going to see that there are people there ready to help you answer any of your questions you may have all during the day and night because we have all of our other students in there as well as our staff. Currently, we have over 30,000 students in that Facebook group, so if you have a question about the exam or the course content, I guarantee you're going to get a really quick answer there in that group. Now, if you don't have Facebook or Discord and you still want help, you can always post your questions in the Q&A portion of this course, and one of our team members or myself will answer those questions for you within 24 hours in most cases. Now, when you use this support channel, your message is going to come in, get logged, and assigned to me or one of my assistants to be able to help you during our normal business hours. Now, with all the introductions out of the way, let's get started learning all about cybersecurity in this CompTIA Security Plus certification course.